My golden child sister sent me a huge message about how I should end myself. My mom smirked when she saw the message. I'm at the point of breakdown right now and really need help. I went no contact from my family when I first left for college at 18 after years of abuse. It lasted 2 years and then it eventually went low contact because I felt guilty about not talking to them. My mom was abusive. She would lay hands on us until we were in the hospital. She never did this when our dad was around, but the verbal abuse was enough to make him consider leaving her. Because of this, I have severe depression and PTSD and I had to go on medical leave from college. My mom begged me to come home for around 2 months before I gave in. I missed having a family and I am so stupid for being weak and giving in. Since I've been back, my mom has been doing weird things. She'll want me to get drunk with her, but I really can't drink alcohol because I'm on Celexa. When I refuse to drink, she'll give me the silent treatment for a few days. I'm always getting the silent treatment and it hurts. Today my mom asked me if I wanted to just live here and not go back to school. I told her that I'd rather go back to school. She started yelling about how I can just go to the community college here. She started crying about how I didn't love her and my dad told her to stop being dramatic. My sister came in and asked what happened. When my mom told her, she didn't say anything and just went on her laptop. My twin sister is beyond crazy. She once stalked a man for 6 months because she got into an argument with a guy who told her that she didn't know what she was talking about and should shut up. She found this guy's identity from a few TikTok comments and started physically mailing him things with threats. My sister then sent me a DM on IG that said, "You dumb bitch. I hate you so much. You're a piece of trash and I'm glad you were roped. No one loves you and no one ever will, and how effing dare you make my mom upset. She has been kind to you and all she wanted was for you to stay here. You're never going to be anything and I know you've been feeling like taking your life, so why stop feeling that way and just go and do it? No one will care. Your boyfriend broke up with you last year and I think that just goes to show that no one cares about you. I hope you get roped again, but I should stop talking before you call the cops on me like you used to do to mom when we were kids. There's so much I'd love to say to you, but I don't want you to go snitching and I don't want to be a bully." As soon as I saw that, I started crying and I told my dad. He said my sister was out of line, but he can't discipline her, and if that's how she feels, she is entitled to feel that way. My mom came in and saw me crying and started laughing uncontrollably. I asked my sister why she would do something like when I have only been nice to her. I sent her like $400 a month when I was in school because my parents are poor. I deleted my account immediately and my sister said that she found my account because she put a tracker on my laptop. My dad only said that it wasn't nice. I have no idea how to cope with this. My cousins said that I can move in with them next month when they get back in the country, but that's such a long time away. My hands are shaking, but I am on the way to a domestic violence shelter. I am very afraid of my sister and she threatened to stalk me, find me and end my life when she found out that I was running away from home. Once again my mother just laughed at her, told me not to take her threat seriously, but did ask me to reconsider running away. I never told them I am going to a DV shelter. That would have made them even angrier. The family who was going to take me and said that my mom asked them not to get involved and they didn't want to make her mad, so they refused to help me out. My mom didn't even have to know I was there. My entire family has known about the abuse and they tell me it's awful but have never done anything. I look like a mess because it all happened fast. An object was thrown at me and nasty things were said. My life was threatened when I was actually walking out the door. My mom was the one behind the threat this time. I didn't even have time to shower yet. I am at the ER getting my medicine. The DV shelter is paying for it. I'm afraid of getting judged because I actually rolled out of bed and look awful. But I had to escape. The shelter only gives me 30 days, so at my job interview I think I'll be honest and tell them I really need the job because I'm in a shelter. It's at a cinema, so that would be nice. My friend and her parents live in my college town and said I could stay there. I just have to buy my ticket. The last while has been a lot better for me. The shelter that I stayed in was very nice and brand new. After the first day, my nerves relaxed and I could just breathe. There were about 7 other women there and we each had our room with a nice bathroom. I was the youngest there and the other women gave me advice about life and they even did my makeup for interviews. We each took turns cooking and we developed a nice rapport. The staff was so amazing and they also talked to me about life. I felt so safe at this place because of the security. A church group came to give quilts they had made for us and I still have mine. Sometimes I snuggle with it and think of how far I've come. I love that quilt and I wash it very carefully. We also had group and individual therapy, which really helped. I was able to find a job that paid more than the movie theater offered and I told them that I didn't plan on going back to school in the future. Yes, it was a lie, but there was no way I could afford rent by working at a movie theater. I decided to look for my own place instead of just staying with a friend that offered because I needed stability, and if things got bad, I didn't really have a support net and would have to start over. I had no reason to think things would go bad, but after leaving such a bad situation I guess nothing felt secure for me. I rented a room and my roommate was never home because he was a truck driver. I didn't feel very comfortable staying with an older man I didn't know, but I had very few options. He was very nice and because our schedules never aligned, we left each other goodbye notes since we couldn't do it in person. I still have his note. I did go back to school the next semester when my medical leave was over, but not at my original school. I felt like I needed a fresh start and my family knew about the old school anyway. So I applied to different schools. I got into a great school. I told my story, of everything I had survived, in the essay. When my sister told me that I wasn't going to be anything, she was wrong. And I think she knew she was wrong in her assessment of me. I graduated this year and I have stability that I've never known before. Although I'm a few years older than I wanted to be when I graduated, I realized that sort of thing doesn't even matter and the medical leave was beneficial. I just got engaged to a lovely man with a lovely family. They always tell me they're my family and I'm so close with my future mother-in-law. I had food poisoning for the first time a few days ago and my fiancé left the house at 2 a.m. to get Pedialyte just to make sure I was hydrated. And when I felt like I was never leaving the bathroom, he told me was going to make lentil soup for me. I didn't have to ask or even say anything. When I was a kid and vomiting blood, my mom told me to go back to sleep. It feels nice to be treated this way and sometimes I catch myself saying, you don't have to when he tries to do something nice to me. He has 6 siblings and they're like the siblings I never had. I learned to value myself and put myself first. I wasn't loved as a child and so I do things for myself that I didn't get. No one made me feel special so I do it myself. I make it a point to buy flowers for myself weekly. A therapist recommended this to me and it makes a difference. No one cared that I was sick as a child so I make sure that I rest and relax without disruptions when I'm sick. No one valued my personal time or space so I have days where I don't even answer my phone and just spend time with myself. Things like that. I'm happy.